Inaudible conversations greater than maybe at some point I'll talk to them. Right now I'm not. Inaudible conversations greater than we're going to see. Sent yesterday they called. I think it was fairly well received. What we need, so we'll see what happens. We've been taken advantage of for many years by countries both friends and foe. And frankly the friends have been worse than foes in many cases. So I would say just keep working, it is all going to work out. Molly, that is President Trump warning about new tariffs that they could be coming and a slew of countries this week, and just this morning, he issued some new threats to European Union and to Mexico, and all of these tariffs are set to kick in on August 1st unless the countries can make a deal. Mexico says it is trying to do just that. So what does this all mean for the American consumers, for our economy here at home? Lloyd Financial Group President and CEO Lloyd joins me now to talk about it. Sir, thank you for being here. What do you make of this latest information, this latest Truth Social post from the President specifically regarding the EU, where things are going forward, adding kind of to a long list right now? Your thoughts? Greater than a long list. I mind whole environment actually very interesting. The biggest parallels I can, find with this current environment is actually goes back to Andrew Jackson. He was known as champion of the common person. I think Trump is kind of known as the champion right now as the common person, and what's interesting is we go back to Andrew Jackson, the same kind of things are happening. Andrew Jackson was trying to fight Federal Reserve at a time second bank in the United States like Trump is with Jerome Powell and current Reserve, and Andrew Jackson had tons of tariffs like Trump is currently doing. How that alled up. If you go back to central banking system cutting with regulations around bank that stimulating if you look back to 1830s, tariffs were a thing back in the 1880s, but difference was back then we were not the top economic country at the time. Great Britain was. Right now we are the top, and Trump is cruising that in a big arm wrestling match with other nations, and what's very interesting is we have basically won all of the arm wrestling matches so far. So big sell-off on the stock market March and April when everyone was concerned that countries won't play nice, markets are a lot more display saying the because countries are playing nice, and are basically breaking down and following what we want. Molly. Fascinating to see it play out in real time and so fast, and August deadline there could be big announcement in coming weeks. One of the other countries with a lot of pressure put on is Brazil. There's a headline of Politico headline that says the president is angry, but they use the page word here. Trump Brazil terror threat is part of a bigger geopolitical threat after nation has a big meeting in Brazil. Russia, India, South America and other nations sort of trying to create their own global trade apparatus, and it seems like the president got a bit offended perhaps about what came out of there and what came out of that meeting. What do you make about what's going on between the US and Brazil right now on trade? Greater than well, when you're the number one nation in the world, every other country is trying to bring you down to get ahead. So China or other countries dumping US dollar, trying to use another currency for their countries. You have a lot of these kind of geopolitical events happening that is trying to bring US down, but we're trying to leverage ourselves because we have to lempleg our power for many years. And what's interesting when it comes to Brazil and copper, tariffs, and it comes to, the China, ing. Rare earth metal deal that we made, what's interesting is all of that kind of commodities are going to come back to United States and allow manufacturing to get back on track. Also same point on top of that, the S&P 500, all of the other stocks beside Microsoft, Amazon, Google's, Meta of the world and other country, stocks have not caught up. So I think this year heading into the end of this year bottom and S&P 500 or the equal way like RSP is equal index will outperform because other stocks have not benefited for so long with all of the liberty in the system. These trade negotiations other countries playing nice will allow firms like manufacturing, financials, materials to catch up to the big tech stocks that have done so well. Molly, real quick on Canada, 3/4 of its goods here to the US. There's a lot of pressure put on Canada, still a lot of pressure particularly regarding fentanyl, despite the fact that Canada has put in quite a bit of effort to show they're trying to make progress and work with the US on that issue. Your thoughts? Greater than well, the biggest thing with Canada is really the energy side of the things and automobile side of things. Canada exports energy and automobiles to the United States, so I'm very big right now on natural gas. If we bring manufacturing of energy and allowing the resources we have here to really operate freely, also allow the Trump raid to open up a little bit more between the border between Canada and United States, that's going to rock commodity prices. Also allow natural gas to do very well, and plus you have this whole AI demand with the whole infrastructure where you have all of this cloud computing huge demanding for AI. That's fueled by commodity prices and energy. So things like energy or commodity LNG directly you can buy as an investment. ExxonMobil and nuclear energy. Greater than Luke, thank you so much, and August F.